Welcome back to my channel. Today we're checking out one of my cars. It's nice to be able to work on some cool stuff, but it's also nice to have some cool stuff in the stable. So this is my Mitsubishi Evo 9. And what's different about this Evo 9? Well, it's the wagon. So this is one of 2,500 Evo 9 wagons that were made. They did something like, there were 300 MR versions. There was, I believe, 1,400 were GTAs, and the rest were the GT manuals. So the GT manual version came with Evo 9 MyVec engine with the 6-speed transmission. The one I have is a GTA. It comes with an Evo 8 engine, so it's non-MyVec, so in my opinion that's better. And the Invex 2 automatic transmission. The automatic has sport mode, so you can manually shift it. And this is the latest upgrade of the Invex 2, which has the higher performance wave springs in the transmission, and it's very stout. These autos can take a ton of abuse. So let's see what we got going on now with the car. Done a few upgrades. Evo 9s are known for having faded red calipers, so I've gone ahead, I've repainted the calipers gold. Got 1552 wheels with the Zennies tires on there. Added the rally style mud flaps. We got carbon side skirt extensions. Did a carbon front lip. Also added a carbon Evo 9 sedan rear diffuser, which actually fit the wagon perfectly. So here's that. Pretty cool. The exhaust is pretty much stock. I did add a high flow catalytic converter to it, just to let it breathe a little better. Just gonna pop the hood here. So engine bay, I like to keep this type of car relatively stock, being a low numbers car. I didn't want to modify it beyond what couldn't be undone. So we've got a cooling plate added, AP Racing. It's got a performance air filter, but the stock box. I've done silicone turbo hoses because the factory rubber ones were wearing out. Repainted some of the old tins because they were getting a bit worn. Stock turbo, stock intercooler, painted the strut tower bar. And when I got this car, it came with adjustable coilover shocks, which is nice because the Evo 9, the factory Bolsteins are known for having a weird knocking noise on the front struts. So these aftermarket coilovers are great. They make this car handle so much better. I've got the Rally Art side mirrors on there, which are, I prefer them over the stock ones, but I did get the stock ones repainted when I got the car painted. Massive trunk space in this thing. Put everything in there. And then the obligatory baby seat, because this is a family car, which is also nice to have a auto as a family car. But this thing is actually up for sale, so if anyone's interested in a clean Evo 9 wagon, mine is up for sale, and you can contact me in the DMs. Some other things I've done, I put in the aftermarket seat mounts, which drop the seat down. These seats tend to sit quite high from factory, so I dropped them down. I put on a brand new steering wheel with the Alcantara, which is quite nice. The interior of this car is absolutely mint. The only additional gauge is this one. which is boost. There was no, or boost controller I should say, there was no gauges that was stuck on the dash or on the A-pillar, so all that stuff's super clean. It's got 128,000 kilometers on it. I've done the timing belt, the water pump, the accessory belts, and I've also added coil on plug. So this car usually ran 2 coils, so it was 1 coil on 1 plug with a spark plug wire to the next spark plug. So I got rid of the factory system. I'm just running the coil on plugs on all 4, and that made a huge difference in performance. Like I said, this car was repainted. It used to be silver, so that was the factory color, and it was quite weathered when it got here from Japan, which is normal for Japanese cars. The paint gets worn pretty good. So gave it a respray. This is Hyundai Magnetic Gray, I believe it is. So it's just a darker gunmetal, and I went with gray. It's one of my favorite colors, but it also, you don't get a huge contrast with the silver, so that's good. I didn't do door jambs, so it's just gray with silver door jambs. I mean, once you get into the door jamb thing, you're paying a lot of money for a paint job. I didn't have it at the time, but so that's it. That's my Evo 9 wagon. Let's just do a walkthrough, shall we? We'll slow-mo, maybe? I don't know. One other thing I did on this car, because I had owned a Evo 9 sedan that was a US car that I had brought up to Canada, and I had changed the stereo in that. I kept the factory head unit in my garage for years, and I don't know why I kept it, but I did. But when this car came in from Japan, the Japanese radios are non-compatible in North America. And I remembered I still have a factory Mitsubishi Evo stereo. So put that in, plugged right in, works perfect in North America, obviously. So there's my old stock USDM Mitsubishi stereo. These are the factory aftermarket gauges that they put in, and the boost control. So It's running 1.6 bar of boost on a cooler day. When it's warmer out, I turn it down to about 1.4 bar, so it's got the get up and go. It goes really good. There you go. There's my Evo. Please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Ciao.